friendship and shalom. Greetings to you all. Happy Bodhi Day, everyone. The day that the Buddha found enlightenment. And each of you can find enlightenment too, because it is already there inside of you. May the light of compassion and wisdom shine brightly in the heart of each of you. Now, as we get closer to the Twin Festivals of Light, we read more and more about twins and families, and this week's no exception. We'll see more sibling rivalries, more opportunities to have and to demonstrate faith, and more intrigue and deception. But once again, before we go there, let's all take an extra few seconds and be thankful for our health and happiness and send out energy to help heal all those in need of healing and renewal. Sending goodwill, love, peace, and thanks. It's such an easy thing to do to transmit energy to everybody you know in need. So think of those in need and call out healing for them. Mi Sheberef Avotenu Makor HaBracha Limotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing. The renewal of body, the renewal of spirit. Let us say Amen. Mi Sheberach. Let us all have our spirits renewed. Now, as I said, this week we see the family epic continue. Vayetza, and he went out. Well, the he is Jacob. And this is the continuing story of the third of the three famous patriarchs, Abraham, Martin, and John. No, that was a great song about other types of patriarchs. The three we're talking about, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The three generations that are credited with the formation of who we have become. Maybe that's not so good. They're credited with a myriad of things that they never did as well as things that they did. And unfortunately, many of the things they did are not so good and are not the best things to be known for. Our introduction to Jacob did not show him at his best. He came across as a fearful, conniving deceiver. And unfortunately, in many ways, that continues through this week. He flees his home and his brother Esau. He has the famous vision of the ladder to heaven. And interestingly enough, it was not portrayed in biblical times as a ladder. That is a much later interpretation. Biblically, it was seen as a ramp, like the kind that the people of the exile would have been very familiar with from the towers and the ziggurats of Babylon. Now, he makes a very interesting bargain with God to adopt faith in him, because he didn't have any faith in God at this point. Genesis 28:20. And Jacob made a vow saying, if God will be with me and watch over me in this way that I'm going, and give me bread to eat and clothing to wear, and I come back in peace to my father's house, then Yahweh will become my God. If then. Well, you know what? That's conditional faith. And conditional faith is no faith. We then see him perform a heroic betrothal ritual at his uncle Laban's well, because he falls in love. He takes a job with his uncle, marries two sisters, Rachel and Leah, which results in a baby-bearing competition, giving him 11 sons and a forgotten-about daughter. And we see him prosper at Laban's expense and then sneak away in the middle of the night. And just as in the stealing of the blessing, Jacob is embarked on a plan of deception that involves goats. And in all of this, once again, we see the setup for forgiveness and love forming, and for faith to become a guiding principle. Well, what can I say? He's young, he falls in love, he gets married. Tonight you're mine completely. You give your love so sweetly. Tonight the light of love is in your eyes. But will you love me tomorrow? the answer to that is a resounding no. We're now witness to the first of the karmic paybacks. He works 7 years for Laban in order to marry Rachel, and he wakes in the morning to find he's married to Leah instead. And he said to Laban, "What is this you've done to me? Didn't I work with you for Rachel? Why have you deceived me?" Genesis 29:26. And Laban said, "It's not done like that in our place, to give the younger one before the firstborn." And what a statement. It is not done thus in our place to give the younger girl before the firstborn. What he did to his brother was done to him, and he's upset. He takes it as a personal attack. Laban is an instrument of dramatic irony. His perfectly natural reference to our place has the effect of touching a nerve of guilty consciousness in Jacob, who in his place acted to put the younger before the firstborn. Now the effect is actually reinforced by Laban's referring to Leah not as the elder but as the firstborn, Bekirah. It's been clearly recognized since late antiquity that the whole story of the switched brides is a meting out of poetic justice to Jacob, the deceiver deceived. Deprived by darkness of the sense of sight, as his father is by blindness, relying like his father on the misleading sense of touch. Now the Midrash Bereshit Rabbah, which you've heard me talk about before, has one of my favorite stories that emphasizes the connection between the two episodes, and I do mention it most years because it's such a good one. And all that night, he cried out to her, "Rachel," and she answered him. In the morning, look, she was Leah. He said to her, "Why did you deceive me, daughter of a deceiver? Didn't I call out Rachel in the night and you answered me?" She said, "Isn't this how your father cried out Esau? And you answered him?" What a fantastic answer. But below the surface, in the realm of the things unsaid, we learn that there was a competition and issues between the sisters. You see, this Parsha is really about them and their sibling rivalry. Everyone else is simply incidental at this point. Genesis 38, and Rachel said, "I've had godlike struggles with my sister." Godlike. And you may not notice, especially if you're reading in translation, which I'm sure most of you are, but her use of terms in the biblical Hebrew are wrestling terms to describe her strength. And so it describes her strength, and it describes how Jacob is a wrestler and will demonstrate his wrestling prowess next week with the mysterious being. And once again, the issues between the siblings take on epic proportions. It appears they always have and still do. Why? What is it about siblings that reinforces contrary behavior? Probably for the same reason anything does. Our egos get in the way and we create fear where there was none. Watch as Jacob continues to create resentment and fear for the rest of his life. And we think of patriarchs like epic heroes or nation founding fathers. Perhaps those are the unrealistic demands of history. When we finish the life tale of this, the third and final of the biblical patriarchs, we see they are born of all the faults and foibles of humanity. Easier to emulate, if not surpass. Screaming reminders that faith and love are really all that we need. Now, the whole section is really about the competing births of the sisters, and reads, in effect, as its own Toldot, its own record section, designed to introduce us to the 12 tribes, the sons of Jacob, which of course culminates in introducing us to Joseph, the future dream master. I close my eyes, threw back the curtain to see for certain what I thought I knew. Far, far away, someone was weeping, but the world was sleeping. Any dream will do. Well, there are big dreams coming, my friends, by Jacob, by Joseph, and by Pharaoh. And I'm sure you all have big dreams too. Now the lesson here, it's all about karma. It's something that has your name on it. And as you can see, instant karma's gonna get you. Gonna knock you right on the head. Better get yourself together. Pretty soon you're gonna be dead. Well, we're all gonna be dead, but karma is gonna follow us forever. Is it worth what you're thinking of doing? Do not forget, it was the intention, not the action, which creates the karma. The world is sacred. So is everything in it. Express your gratitude. Light a candle. Make a wish. Celebrate your life and the lives of those you love. Share your feelings with them. Live free. Be free. Honor your freedom. Be well. Be happy. Be blessed. Share and honor the light and all who live in light and continue to shine. Continue to send everybody you know goodwill and love. Pray for peace, for freedom, for everyone, and into terror and hatred. Remember, friends, we are a community. We learn together. We celebrate each other. We love each other. We share this right together, men and women equally. Let us send out love, not fear. Send out peace, harmony, good healing to all who need it. And please do, learn to forgive and learn to love. Open your hearts. Honor the relationships of your life. Tell those you love that you love them. Take advantage of the time that you have. Enjoy the journey. We take the twists and turns and the patterns that weave through the fabric of our lives in our effort to grow, to learn, to be, to love. So please do love. Send healing, goodwill, and love to all who need it. Share your holiness. Bless you all. Have a fantastic week, a week of love and light, a week of peace and healing for you to honor the people of your life. Honor yourselves. Honor the journey you are on. And friends, keep your eyes open to what you may not be seeing. Keep your ears open and listen to the world around you. And remember, this is an organic book. The lessons, the laws, the ethics, the ritual changes with the times. It's how it stays current, relevant, new, meaningful, and continues to provide us with insight and with answers. Remember, we set in motion all that happens in our lives, our intention, our cause, our effect. Everything is linked. Now, as I've said, you've always have time to forgive and be forgiven. You do have that knowledge of what is good and what is bad, so acknowledge what you have done wrong to yourself, to God, and to any person you've wronged. And then ask forgiveness. Do so with sincerity, with accountability, and with vulnerability. Do not stop your journey. Do not stop moving towards your promised land. It is in sight. Keep on dreaming. Keep on being. Keep sharing. Keep shining. Keep teaching. Keep spreading your holiness. Do not follow fear. Follow love. Shine that light within you outwards towards everyone and everything, because we all shine on like the moon and the stars and the sun. We all shine on. Everyone, come on. We all shine on, my friends. Do not look back. Remember to have faith and unwavering adherence to principle, just as I have faith in the principle of love and of all of you. And do not forget, we will be holding a special candle lighting ceremony on December the 21st. So if you'd like a candle lit, and the name recited for someone, please send it to me. It will be included. We have quite the growing list so far, but there's always room for more. So thank you all for joining me, for participating, for sharing your lives, your love, your sacred time with me. I love you all. I appreciate you all. I look forward to seeing you all next week. Be well until then. Shabbat Shalom to you all. Take care.